Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let me address something really quick. This is a preparedness channel. However, ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons why I do a lot of readings and article sharing with you all is because it's what I like to call actionable intel. And this is for those of you that are newer to the channel that are like, hey, I thought you were a prepper channel. Well, yes, I think that actionable intel, things that you may see coming in the future that you can prepare for now, is just as important as the act of physically preparing. And in all honesty, there's only so many ways that you can show someone how to store rice for long term, right? Etc., 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 with all of the different facets of preparedness. However, I do have a prepper video coming out tomorrow. It'll be done today. It should be a pretty short video, but very interesting. Something that I haven't really seen anyone else do out there in the prepper sphere, at least on YouTube. And I do have a review video, I'm happy to say, of a solar generator, and I'm hoping that it'll be out sometime this weekend as well. So stay tuned for those if you're not the type that really enjoys covering what I like to say or call actionable news. If you didn't see the video that I put out earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that video, because that there is actionable intel. That video that I put out ought to really motivate you to get prepared right now. Same thing with this one that I'm going to talk about today, and that is debanked. It's only a matter of time before it happens to you. We all hear of a lot of people in different countries. Remember what happened in Canada with the truckers, what happened in, I think, the UK with Nigel Farage, that these people are getting debanked just because of their ideology. And those are the people that we hear about. There's probably thousands that have been debanked just because of what they think or what they say, right? That we don't hear about, okay? Before I continue, let me tell you that Oupes, which is my favorite brand of solar generators, and I just saw the new solar generator that they're coming out with, all right, later on this month, and it is awesome. I'm so excited to be reviewing it. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, until I believe it's the 16th, I'll put up their little flyer right here. I believe it's until the 16th of this month, August. They are having the best sale that I have ever seen them have. I had a small live stream here a couple of days ago to promote that sale because it was such an awesome sale, and also to promote the programs that they've started to give back to the community, which I think is awesome. Now, I want to congratulate the winner of the Oupes 1200 during that live stream, and let me let you know that it is shipped out. All right, my representative at Oupes went ahead and emailed me this morning and said that your solar generator is shipped out, so be on the lookout for it here within the next few days for it to arrive at your home. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the market for an awesome solar generator at the very best price that I've ever seen, go ahead and click on the link that I provided in the description of the video, and I'll try to leave it also on a pinned comment along with the articles that I'm going to go over with you today. Go check them out because they're the best prices, and for me, they've stood the test of time. Actually, the prepper video, preparedness video that I'm working on for tomorrow, I actually had to use the Oupes in order to do that. That was part of the experiment, and I think you're going to enjoy it, so make sure you stay tuned in for that one tomorrow. What would you do if you got debanked? What would you do if your bank, through their ESG mandates, because that's all that this is ESG catching up with us at the personal level. For those of you that have been here for a while, you've heard me talk about ESG for a long time now. And I said when this first came out, I said that eventually it would filter down to the person. And now we see it happening in front of our eyes. Banks debanking people. Why? Because of those people's, I would say, social credit score. Because those banks are supposed to only bank with people that have the ideology that the United Nations, through their SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, which is pushed down through the ESG infrastructure, right? And ESG stands for, again, what is it? Environment, social governance. Right, so it's pretty much the same thing as the SDG from the UN. It's just being pushed downward. Now they're pushing that downward onto their customers, kind of like, in a way, assigning their customers a social credit score and then saying, hey, we can't do business with you because doing business with you is going to hurt our ESG score, i.e. social credit score. We are writing to inform you that we cannot continue serving you. As a result of this decision, your account will be closed within 14 days from the date of this letter. Any remaining account balances will be sent by check to the address we have on file, and that can be the message that you can expect unless you toe the line, ladies and gentlemen, if we continue to go down the road that we are going down right now. Sooner or later, expect your bank to send you a letter like this. They won't even tell you why they are considering or closing your account, and you will probably have trouble opening accounts at other banks. Debanking is a disturbing and growing trend. Again, it is kind of scary. What would you do if you got debanked? I honestly don't know what I would do. I have no idea how you would get paid, how you would receive payment. If you got payment in a form of a check, you would have to probably pay a certain amount of money in order to be able to convert that into cash. It would be a mess. In short, the ruling elite, parasites more accurately, have weaponized the banking system to enforce conformity to their preferred narrative. If you don't lap up their lies about the health crisis, climate, elections, wars, rising crime, or whatever the media is hyping as the current thing, expect the financial hammer to come down on you without warning. How many of you believe that this could be in our future? Realistically speaking, ladies and gentlemen, leave it in the comments. How many of you believe that this can actually happen in the future if we continue to go down the road that we're going, where our government is no longer passing laws that protect us from government or institutions that are helped by government, but passing laws that protect those institutions and protect government from we the people? Do you think that's the world that we see coming if we keep going down this road? And this is what it looks like. You could lose your ability to take payment from your customer and pay your bills at the drop of a hat. We've seen banks close the accounts of prominent doctors critical of the health crisis mass hysteria, and politicians opposed to schemes to centralize power on the global level. However, for every example of a bank closing a high-profile person's account, hundreds or thousands of other ordinary people like you receive the same despicable treatment but are never heard from. Every day, people are losing their ability to interact in the economy because the elite have determined they committed a thought crime. And isn't that just the truth? It really is. I think I read an article. Yes, I did. I read an article earlier today, and it wasn't even actionable intel. It was just about someone. I think it was in the UK. Please forgive me. I'm senile. I think it was definitely someone in Europe, one of the European countries, that got put in jail for saying the word lesbian. They got put in jail. I don't know what the context was. I don't know if they were being mischievous out in town, causing a ruckus. I just seen the headline, and I'm like, wow, speech is under attack. Speech is not supposed to... Freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take a little side route here. Freedom of speech is not supposed to be for popular speech. It's the opposite. Freedom of speech was put into the Constitution as the first, right? Or, as part of the first, because you have freedom of religion, freedom to express yourself, etc., etc. But freedom of speech was not put in there so that you can have freedom to speak popular language. It was put for the opposite, so that those that spoke, of something that was controversial or that wanted to redress their government, that they could speak without being afraid that they would be prosecuted in any way. I always say this towards the end of the video, but I probably should say it towards the beginning of the video. The best thing that you can do to support the channel are a couple of things. Is you can let the videos run through. Halfway through, if I bore you to death, then go ahead and just go get a coffee and let the video run through. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Another thing that you can do is, if you want to donate 15 or 30 seconds of your time, go ahead and let an ad or two run through, but never for more than 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. What, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at here is we're looking at power showing itself to be in plain sight. They are no longer hiding from the fact that they want to completely take over humanity. That's all it is. It's very simple, and it's easy for me to say that because it's just a cycle. You've heard me say that 1,000 times. It's just a cycle, and we will be going through hard times until we turn over to the new, to the new turning, to the new season, which will be summer, and it will be great. But first, we're going to go through some hard times. So you all remember when I was talking about the BRICS nations and how in 2 weeks, by the 24th of August or so, that things will be different, ladies and gentlemen, in our world. Not saying that on August 24th or August 25th that it's Armageddon, no. But that will be like the beginning of the end for the standard of living that we've become accustomed to here in the United States. And the reason is that during the BRICS summit, they're going to have a total of like 69 countries in addition to the BRICS block of 5. So altogether 74 countries that are either being indoctrinated into the BRICS, joining the BRICS, or that also want to be part of the BRICS, and they're just there as like spectators, information gatherers, etc. And I said, it's not that it's less than half of the world. Let's say it's 74 countries altogether. It's less than half of the world. It's the number of people that equals up to about half of the world, if not more. And in addition, what the GDP of all of those countries put together are. You see, take a look at this chart right here. This indicates the world's GDP, gross domestic product. It's how much value the world created. I think this one is for 2023, or this is what's estimated for this year, for 2023. It's how much value the world created, all the humans going to work. When you went to work and you made, $100,000 last year, that's part of this GDP right here, right? That's how I understand it, right? So out of this GDP, if you take all of the countries that are going to be involved in the BRICS, what chunk of that GDP will that be? Right? Then what you have to do is you have to take whatever reserves the countries have that are going to be part of the BRICS that are in US dollars, and then deduct those reserves of US dollars and then fill them in either with the BRICS currency that they're going to make or with currencies from countries that they're going to be doing bilateral trading with. One or the other, right? But the key is that when you add all of the people and the GDP of all of those countries that are initially going to be joining the BRICS, it means that instead of having about a 58% take of the world GDP being interacted in dollars, it's going to be a lot less than 58%. Currently, all of the reserves that are out there in the world's central banks for whatever countries, they add up to about 58%, right? So the less percentage of Federal Reserve note reserves that countries have, the more of those notes that are going to be coming to the US, making our inflation a lot higher, making the value of the dollar a lot weaker. That's where I was trying to get at yesterday, and then I came across this article, and this pretty much explains it pretty well. They're not saying here what I was getting at yesterday, but my point was that the less that the dollar is going to be used, then the less that the dollar is going to be needed by other countries, then the more dollars that will come back to the US, devaluing the dollars that we have within our borders, even more so than they are being devalued by just the inflation that the government is creating right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I hope you got something out of this. I want to thank you very much for always showing up when I have a video. Other than that, I hope that you have a great day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.